Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Steph's on a Budget, and it is time to budget our next payday. Gosh, so it's officially May. It's May 2nd, so I'm finally a little bit ahead of the game here, which is good. Cool. So we're looking here at my monthly spread. I do use a big happy planner with expander discs to set up my budget binder. And so this monthly page that you see is just the monthly calendar that comes in the happy planner. So I keep all that in there, and then I took out all the guts of the planner itself. And then as far as my budgeting materials, I do the digital download for the Budget Mom, and just printed those out and then stuck them in here and made my own budget binder, mostly because she didn't offer a physical binder of her own, but I'm actually enjoying this a lot more because I can customize it a little bit more with pages I need and pages I don't need. So I think I'll probably actually end up just doing that again next year, since I already have, I've already paid for this and I can just reprint it again. But those are kind of the supplies that I use to set up my planner, or my budget book, if you will. But so we're looking at our May monthly spread. And so my husband and I work both full-time, and we get paid on a bi-weekly basis. So we're both paid every 2 weeks on the same Friday. And our bank, our funds are usually available to us Thursday evening. So I will budget by paycheck, but I do like to look at it at a monthly view, and I do use the highlighter method by the Budget Mom, as you can see. So we're going to be looking at our payday for Friday, May 5th, and everything that's highlighted in green is what we are looking to pay with this paycheck. Off to the side here, I'll usually kind of color code my paydays so I know what the heck I'm looking at. And then I typically will set a debt goal and a savings goal for the month and kind of put those on there just so they're at the forefront and I know what I'm working towards. So for May, we're still working on our Apple credit card, and we are trying to build up a house savings because we have pretty much zeroed that out. And last month, I don't want to say we added to debt, but we did have to allocate some funds that were going to go to, some debt payments. So our debt snowball dropped quite a bit in April because we needed to use those funds for some house things that had to get taken care of. So we really want to focus on getting that built up. So I do think our debt payoff is going to be slowing down quite a bit over the next couple of months, which is not ideal because that is our priority goal. But I also don't want to see us getting ourselves in trouble where we're putting a lot of money towards debt and then we're just in turn reusing debt to pay off some things that need to get taken care of. We are going to be hitting my daughter's summer season. This weekend is like her last spring softball tournament, and then we jump right into summer and we jump right into traveling starting Memorial weekend, and it's just pretty much every couple of weeks from there. So those expenses are going to be quite a bit, and I want to make sure that we're paying as much in cash for those things as we can. So all that to say, our debt is probably going to slow down a little bit, and then I'm hoping come August we'll pick right back up. But we will still be paying towards debt, just maybe not as intensely focused as we have been since 2020. But we're looking at 2023, right? So, okay, we're getting paid on May 5th, so we're going to be focusing on all of the things in green. We do have a couple of new things coming up, and we also have a couple of little debt snowballs in there that we were able to pay off in March. And so I want to still incorporate those funds if we're able to. So yeah, let's jump on in. So flipping over to the budget bill tracker, let's pull this out. And then as always, guys, I'm going to get the budget binder out of the way just because it's so massive. and we'll go from there. Once again, I did not, go ahead and fill this in. Sometimes I like to do that, and I didn't today, so we will do that together. Let's zoom us all in, and I'm going to turn you just a bit because you guys know by now that is easier for me. And let me get a pen. If I could find something, that would be great. I have a desk full of them. Just pick one, Stephanie. Just pick one. All right. Good old classic black here, I guess. I was trying to be colorful and fun, but my brain's just not computing. All right, so we're going to start with our income as always, and we are going to get our pay number 1, our pay number 2. We are paying car insurance this paycheck, so my kids will pay towards their insurance. If you're new here, my husband and I, we have 4 children. Our oldest son is grown and out of the home, so we still have 3 kids at home. 1 has moved out. So we're a family of 6, but a household of 5. My older 2 kids, they're out of high school, and so they do contribute to their car insurance. Our car insurance is pretty hefty, and most of that is due to their age, but my son did just turn 22, and I was told by insurance that, now that he's hit 22, that kind of teen rate that they charge you, to have a teen driver will go away. So I'm hoping when our premium renews, which I think is in July, will come down based on his age now. So that will be helpful. And then I'm also expecting a paycheck for my travel pay. So I travel, I'm a nurse and I travel for some home visiting. I'm not a home health nurse, but I do see some folks in their home, and we get reimbursed mileage for that. And then, if we travel a certain, because I work on a very small team, so we cover an entire state, and so I'm not always, working with folks in the immediate area, and so sometimes I'll have to travel quite a, sometimes even 2 hours one way, and so I'll get reimbursed mileage, and then the further you go, you'll also get like a meal reimbursement. So I'm expecting income coming in for that, but I was looking this morning, and I don't have like the official paid yet, so it kind of makes me nervous because I submitted that like early last week, and usually by now it would have been done. So hopefully that's coming in. I don't know. I guess I'm just not going to budget for it because I'm not 100% sure, and I just don't want to get like hung up on that. So I think we'll just leave it as that. For our pay 1, geez, I'm kind of like verbose this morning, you guys. Sorry. Okay, so pay 1, we're going to expect our usual $2,700, and then for pay 2, I'm always going to budget for our lowest possible, which is $1,700. And then my kids each contribute $60 apiece to their insurance, so that's going to be $120. That is not their full insurance cost, but I don't know, it's just kind of a random number, in all honesty, that I picked for them a few years ago, and we've just stuck with it. So that is what we're going to go with. So let's add up the income together. So 4,520 is kind of what we're going to be breaking down. And then if we have adjustments, we'll make those as the pay comes in. All right, first thing we're going to jump down to after income is our fixed expenses. So these are pretty much like our 4 walls, bills, things like that, things we have not much control over. We are going to budget for half of our mortgage. So our May mortgage was already paid, and so now we're setting up for our June. Also, what payday, what did I say? This is May 5th of 2023. Okay. So That'll be on the 5th, and that's for $11.50. That is half of our mortgage, so we break it up in half. And our mortgage includes our home insurance, mortgage insurance, so it's quite a bit. Let's see, after that we have a streaming subscription. Well, technically I have a Pandora credit card that we paid off in March, but I do still want to keep that snowball in there. So I think I'll add it down yonder and kind of go from there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then we have a subscription, and that's on the 6th, and that's for $6. Our gas bill is due. This is our gas bill for our home, and this is coming down even more. So super excited. That's due on the 9th, and this month we are budgeting $64, which is amazing considering 2 months ago this was like $270, you guys. So awesome. Although I'm slightly scared because you know how it is, your gas is high in the winter, your electric bill is high in the summer. Our electric bill has always been high in this home for some reason, and my husband did tell me this morning that he switched on the air, which just terrifies me. I was hoping we could hold out until June, but everybody's been complaining. It's set very high, so it hasn't even kicked on once, but it just makes me nervous. Okay, so next up, then we have that electric bill. And this is for our home, and that's on the 10th. And remember last month, they gave me a guesstimate because they didn't come out and read my meter. So I had a feeling that was gonna be off. And so I think there's some compensation here. So our electric bill, we're gonna budget $216 for. Okay, and then we have, we file taxes. We do owe in taxes. I'm not going to share that exact number. I'm not adding it into my debt income, or my debt, numbers. That is a bit of debt that I will keep private and personal, but just know, I'm fine sharing that I do have it. So we did set up a payment plan. So we do owe the IRS, and our first payment is going to be due. The first payment includes a little, like they charge a fee to be able to have it just come out electronically. So that is going to start this month. So my goal is probably going to be get this Apple Card paid, and then we'll probably switch very quickly to this IRS debt and just get it gone. But we'll see. So we're going to budget $131 for that. Then we have an Apple TV subscription on the 12th, and that is $8. Then we pay our water bill. This first paycheck of the month usually covers most of our home utilities. So this is water for our home. We have one of the highest water rates in the country. So I get very jealous when I see all of your guys' awesome water rates. And this doesn't include trash, sewage, none of that. We get paid, well, we pay that separately. Well, sewage, yes, that's in here, but trash pickup and all that, we pay quarterly. So this is literally just for our water. And this, I was happy to see, is still kind of low for what I usually anticipate. So that's great. We're going to budget $121. This bill also drives me crazy because we're just in a day of age where we don't mail checks in, really. I don't know too many people who do, and we certainly don't. I can't even remember the last time I bought checks, to be honest. It's been years. So unfortunately, to pay my water bill, I either have to drive down to City Hall and pay that, which is not close by any means. It's not far, but it's not close. And they charge me a fee of $1.75 to pay it electronically every month. So I unfortunately am the sucker who pays the $1.75. because I feel like that's probably cheaper than the gas I would pay to drive to the city hall. So this does include that. I think our bill was like $119, but I always rounded up to include that fee, unfortunately. Okay, those credit card transfer balances finally went through. I was getting really worried, especially on like the Discover card that we transferred that big city balance to. It just was taking forever to kind of update, and I was like, what's this payment going to look like? But it finally came, so I know what that's going to look like. So you'll remember we had a city card one. We transferred that high balance to a Discover card, so we have 0% interest for 15 months. And then we took a couple of other small credit cards and moved those to a new city card where we have a 0% balance transfer for 22 months. So the city number 2 finally came through. This is now due on the 14th. And the minimum payment on that is $43. We're going to go ahead and make that just an even $50. And then we have our car insurance. Car insurance for us right now is not ideal. If you're new, our car insurance includes 5 drivers and 4 vehicles. 3 actually newer vehicles kind of in the last year. But it's not bad. And again, we have the 2 kind of quote unquote teen drivers. Like I said, though, my sons will be hopefully coming down. We also have an unfortunate situation where I have shopped around for insurance. Like much of the country, our premium jumped up over $100 in January. It's not a penalty to us, not for bad driving or anything like that. It was just kind of following this inflation, right? Parts and all that cost more, so now insurance costs more. So we had a big increase on that. And then I wasn't in a position to really shop around. We certainly did, but we were getting very high quotes. So this is like the best that we were able to find. And it's a bummer because I feel like we're being penalized when we shouldn't, because I unfortunately do have to report, I think three accidents in the last 5 years. My son had an accident he was not at fault for. We had a very significant accident last August that we were not at fault for. And my daughter had an accident. She had a little fender bender that she was at fault for, but no damage to their vehicle, only ours. So we do have to report these 3 accidents, which is unfortunately making our premiums go up with any new like insurance. We're not getting penalized for that on our own insurance, but we are elsewhere because that is on our driving record. So even when you're not at fault in an accident, I feel like you're still punished. So our insurance, I feel like, is just what it is right now. And hopefully in like another 6 months to a year, maybe that'll get better. I don't know. But okay, all that to say, our insurance is $639. So I hope that kind of explains why that is so much. And because I get that question a lot, like, whoa, but it does cover quite a bit. Let's see, after car insurance, we have Apple Music. And that is also on the 15th. And that is $19. That's a family plan. Okay, then we have another credit card that we paid off in March. So we have a little snowball for that. So we'll add that off to the side. And then I also have my gym membership on the 17th for $11. Oh, and then, okay, I'm missing a few things. So these next 2 are technically, if you looked at the monthly calendar, they would technically fall under the next paycheck, but you shuffle things around. So it's not like we're behind, we're paying very early is what's happening here. But it fits better in the May 5th paycheck versus the May 19th. So we're gonna pay these next 2 things early. We have a Subaru payment that's not technically due until the 21st, but we're going to pay it. So I'll put the 21st on here. But like I said, it'll be paid before that. And that's $459 we're going to budget. And then that new Discover card as well. Okay. And that is due on the 20th. And the new payment on that is $173. So we're just going to go ahead and round that up to $200. So I know that neither of those numbers on those new cards, we're paying a little bit extra. There's no interest. So this is all going to principal, which is good. I know that's not a traditional kind of snowball or avalanche method either. It's just easier to kind of round it up and throw it at debt. Because if I don't do it here, I'm going to do it down over here anyways, right? So just makes life simple. Okay, let's add all of that up, you guys. Hopefully I'm still in frame. Okay, so we've got our mortgage. All right, so we're looking at $30.74 for our fixed expenses. So we'll take that from our income up here, which is $45.20, and that's going to leave us with $1,446. Excuse me. Let me grab some water because I'm just talking way too much. All right, so then we'll bring that $14.46 down to our cash envelopes. Okay, and again, guys, this is always so weird for me to say. I have 4 kids, and even when your kids are 22, they're in your eye. I mean, yes, I know my son's an adult, but he's still like my baby, if that makes sense. So it feels weird to not include him in my home. So a household of 5, family of 6. It's just so weird, and that just seems so mouthy. You guys are probably like, who cares, lady? But okay. Groceries, that will cover us for the next 2 weeks. Geez, I could like not get the brain to do what I wanted it to do. We're going to budget our usual $300. We have been doing pretty good all year at not really utilizing that full amount, but we certainly did last paycheck. In fact, we went over. I think we spent about $370, and that's because we had, well, I'll be honest, we've been spending way more than we normally do since we've been kind of on this journey, and we've just kind of been looser than I like us to be. And so we need to definitely rein that back in. I don't think we needed to spend $370 on groceries. We just bought like some expensive meats at a supermarket that I don't normally go to because it's more pricey, because we bought a grill and we wanted to, you know, use our fancy grill and eat good. So we, you know, had an impulse shop that, you know, we spent more on. So we'll be better this round, I'm hoping. Okay, Costco, I do need a Costco run. So I have 175. I think I'm gonna do 125, and we'll see if it works. I've always said this in the past, if I need to cut anywhere, this always goes first, because we can live without that and work with our groceries. Or, you know, I can, instead of buying, you know, the big pack of, you know, 2 large boxes of dryer sheets, I can go buy 1 little box at Walmart to get me through for $3 versus $11, right? So this will always go first, but I do want to go to Costco. I need to go to Costco. So if it'll fit, let's try. Okay, what the heck else do we spend our money on, you guys? Jeez, you'd think I'd have these memorized by now. I think I'm just too in my head about everything this morning. So let me just, I'm flipping back in my book. Sorry guys that you can't see me over here. Okay, so then we have gas. Duh, that makes sense, right? Gas prices were very interesting the last 2 weeks. They were up, they're back down, then they're kind of back up in the middle. I don't know, they're all over the place. I budgeted, and I normally budget $150 for my husband and I for 2 weeks. That has been falling short just based on prices, and I'm traveling more. So I budgeted $175, and I do think we went over that. But again, my husband went out for, like some leisure driving and stuff. So that's not normally our costs, but I'm just not really sure what to do with this category. I think I'm just going to leave it at the 175 and we'll see how that goes. Next we do just kind of like house and beauty. So this would be things like those dryer sheets if I didn't get it at Costco, or shampoo, things like that. And we just do a simple $40 there. Miscellaneous spending, I do also another $40. Our spending gets $300. We could always cut that back if we needed to. Takeout, I'm gonna still budget my 100, but I don't think I've hit this goal maybe all year, in all honesty, so I probably need to make the adjustment, but I truly wish we didn't eat out as much as we did. And then let's see, water. Okay, so here I have the 2 water situation again, right? So if you're new, I pay a home water bill, and then we also pay for like 50 gallons of drinking water. And so we're gonna budget $30 from there. Let's see, and then my husband gets kind of $100 like for work expenses and stuff. So let's see what that gives us. Let's add that all up. $12.18. Okay. Am I still in frame for you guys? Yes. Okay. And so if we take that $12.18 from our $14.46 that we had left over, that leaves us $228. Okay. And we're going to take that, that debt snowball of those 2, which was 68 and 25. So 93 at least has to go to our debt snowball, right? How do I, yeah, let's just do, keep it simple, Steph. Keep it simple. Okay, what did I say? 93. So we've got 228 minus the 93. Yep, that's what it's going to be. We're not going to do any extra. Normally I would, and then I would kind of, minimize the sinking funds. But this time, that's what we're going to do. So $93 will go towards our debt snowball. And then let's bring our leftover 228 over here. Okay, so we've got 228 minus the 93. Oh, I think I just had that number up there. Geez, Steph. Okay, so that leaves us 135. So let's pull the 93 back down here. Gives us 135 left. So we'll then bring 135 up to our sinking funds. Okay. Most important is the way that I'm going to work this is I'm going to go back to like my monthly spread. Oh, so sorry, big bump there. And I'm just looking at the time frame of this paycheck to see if there's any softball travel happening. Because we do have our softball sinking fund, but that primarily is help cover like really expensive costs of like gas and her fees, and her, our hotel coverage or our Airbnb, whatever we're doing for the particular trip. So I do kind of need to look to see if we're cash flowing like food, extra food costs, because we'll do one of two things. One, we'll either eat out, or two, we'll need to kind of buy like cooler snacks and stuff that we can take to the games, and that we kind of eat while she's playing, kind of thing. So looking at the next 2 weeks, we have a tournament this weekend and we're playing local, so I don't have to worry about any of that. So great. So our two priority sinking funds are Christmas, softball, and then house is kind of the new one, right? So I definitely want to get in those three, and then pets. I'm just working to kind of beef that up a little bit as well. So the other ones are just kind of lower dollar ones. They're, you know, like family fun and clothing. Nobody really needs clothing. So, oh, and then let's do birthday too, because we just had my son's birthday, and my daughter's birthday seems to creep up really fast. So she's very early June, so we'll plan for that as well. So $135 is really not much. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of extra, you know, hopefully that second income will come in higher like we're hoping. And then hopefully that, that travel pay will also come in. I'm not sure because I haven't seen that official paid yet. So let's see how we want to break this down. Yeah, I don't know. What if we just do, right, 30 for Christmas, which is a really random number, I know. Let's put 40 in softball. So let's do this together. 135 minus 30 minus 40. We're at 65. Let's do 30 to house. Pets. Actually, changed my mind. Sorry for the bad singing. I don't know what that was. Let's just do 20. Oh, you guys. Math hurts my brain. It's never been my strong suit. Okay, 20. I've got $45. Let's do 20 in pets. And let's do 25 in birthday. I like that. And that gives us 0. So that makes our sinking fund totals 135, which then gives us $0 left over. So we have officially now accounted for all of the money. Hopefully, like I said, that income will come in a bit higher and we'll have a little bit of extra to play with. And yeah, so that is a look at our first paycheck in May, which is great. A couple of new expenses in there, so a little bit new, changing things up so far in May, which is sometimes kind of nice. I mean, honestly, when budgeting is boring, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It just means no surprises are happening, which is good. I mean, sometimes budget surprises can be good, but in my experience, a lot of times they're not great. So consistency when it comes to budget is very nice. But that's a look at our May 5th budget breakdown. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I know it was pretty chatty this time, you guys. Hopefully you made it to the end. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd love for you to join. Hit that subscribe button and we will see you in the next one. So what do we have coming up? We've got, we'll have a cash stuffing. We'll have a savings challenge, which we missed last time because I somehow lost the footage. I don't know what the heck happened, but I didn't have the video to give you guys. We should have a grocery haul, and then we will also have an April debt breakdown over the next 2 weeks, hopefully, guys. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. Have a good one, y'all. See you in the next one.